Hey, Billy Epard here, and thanks for watching another vlog. And today I've been talking about, today I'm going to continue to talk about the proficiencies that are necessary for growing a business. And we've shared two of those with you. You can go back and catch those on our vlogs. The first one was the first proficiency that you would bring is you learn yourself to be a resilient learner, right? And then the second one is you need second proficiency is organize to grow your enterprise capacity. In other words, there's a real specific approach you need to take to that to be able to cause your business to be able to scale and grow. And then the third one I'm going to talk about today is you need to know your avatar. I use the term avatar. What I really mean by that is you need to know your customer segment. Now, in seminars I do all over the world, I have the privilege to go all over the world and do what we call Kingdom Business Marketplace summits and or wealth builder conferences that we do. And I use this illustration, or it's actually bigger than what I'm going to share with you here, but I want you to know that in the process of knowing your avatar or your customer segment, one of the things you have to do is you have to discover the right product or service to actually reach a particular customer segment. I'll give you an example. Twitter started as a company called Odeo, and it was a company that was devoted only to podcasting. But it pivoted, Twitter or Odeo pivoted to become a micro-blogging platform after observing that iTunes was bent on entering the podcasting space. So they realized the threat of a new competitor was coming in, and so Twitter or Odeo pivoted and became what we know today as Twitter. And one of the things that happened was they discovered who their current customer segments were, and of course the rest is history because Twitter has literally exploded. The point, you say, Billy, the point is sometimes you get into business thinking that this segment over here is who you're aiming at, or this customer segment. The reason we use the term avatar is because you get a picture of what that customer segment looks like to you. Whenever I share this, and I do this in seminars, one of the things that I actually do is put up pictures of different people so that you actually see a photo, literally a photo, an avatar of what the person that I'm trying to reach looks like in that customer segment. But one of the things we're talking about here is you've got to discover the right product or service. So people will say to me, you know, Billy, how do I find ideas for business? Well, one of the things you need to do is look out, you know, the old marketing cliche is find a need and fill it. So find a need and fill it. What happens in our society today with Google, you can Google all kinds of things and research things to kind of find out where kind of the latest trends of what people want or need are, and that's always a good way to come up with new business ideas. So when we're talking about proficiencies, excuse me, for growing a business, one of those is understanding or knowing your customer segment, developing an avatar for that customer segment, and then discovering what the right product or service would be to actually meet the needs of a particular customer segment. The second thing you would do is first is discovering the product or service. The second thing you do is actually now start actually looking for that customer or that customer segment. And so I'm going to kind of reverse it on you here. So just instead of thinking about I'm discovering what product or service it is, the other way to look at it is matching up what customer segment, what does that avatar look like that product or service is best fit to. One of the ways I say this is if my wife and I walk into a large bookstore and the bookstore has a large magazine rack, to illustrate this, which magazines do you think I go to and which magazines do you think my wife goes to? Exactly. My wife is going to home and garden, fashion, you know, sometimes DIY home projects. Me, I'm going over, I look at the finance magazines, sometimes I look at the outdoor magazines, but those magazines know that. Most of the time, the outdoor magazines know that ladies aren't going to pick up the magazine. And most of the time, they know that men aren't going to pick up a women's fashion magazine. Okay. Now, I'm not saying there's not a handful of people, a woman that may not go pick up an outdoor magazine, or a man that may go pick up a women's fashion. I don't know why they would, but they do. Hey, go for it. But the point I'm making is that the magazines know who their target audience is, and so they gear the magazine to who that target audience is. That's how you have to think. When we talk about these proficiencies for growing your business, is you have to know your avatar, then know your product or service, know your customer segment, and the last thing I'm going to give you, it's worth the price of the ticket, and that is then know the channel or channels, plural, you're going to go through to reach that customer segment. And somebody says, well, give me an idea of a channel. Well, most people think a primary channel is a website. Well, if you're in the content marketing business like this one, a website probably would be a primary channel. But think about it with me for a minute. If you're going to get a new beverage that you're going to sell, you're going to come up with a new beverage, what channels are you going to go through to really find your customer segment? Well, a lot of times the channel will be a distributor. Or another way to look at it is, because I know we have some watching ministry, and if you want to have, let's say, a worldwide ministry, a channel would be television. So there's many kinds of channels. The idea is simply this: how do I go about reaching the customer that I'm looking for? And so if I wanted to sell pocket knives, I probably would run an ad in an outdoor magazine, because usually people that are reading those magazines typically are interested in knives. Those are just simple things to know. So proficiencies for growing your business: number one, be a resilient learner. Number two, organize to grow your enterprise capacity. And number three, know your avatar or your customer segment. So this is Billy Applehart. Hey, thanks for watching.